COVID-19.
The Makati City local government is taking steps to address problems brought about by the extended Luzon lockdown. It has agreed to shoulder the costs for the cremation of Makati City residents who died of COVID-19. The Makati LGU is also putting up emergency quarantine facilities to assist hospitals treating coronavirus patients. Now we'll discuss the programs initiated by the Makati City government to deal with the COVID-19 outbreak. Makati City Mayor Abby Binay joins us on the program to talk to us tonight. Thank you very much, Mayor Abby. Magandang gabi sa inyo.
Good evening.
Good evening. And how are you tonight?
Well, good. Pagod. Every day is a tiring day.
Well, we understand, of course, that the quarantine facilities are being put up at the Hospital ng Maynila as well as at the school in Pembo. Tell us the progress on the installation of these quarantine facilities.
So the quarantine facility sponsored by the William T. Architects is on day 10. So actually, tapos na po yung 3 structures that will be able to house 45 patients. And we of course have an existing quarantine facility which is a hotel that we converted into a quarantine facility which can house 57 patients, 57 positive patients. So we can now house, if we are done with, we're also building a negative isolation tent near the emergency bay of Hospital ng Makati, which has a capacity of 15 patients. So it's going to be 80 patients, plus 68 beds for our PUIs, plus the 45 quarantine facility being built in Pembo Elementary School.
All right. And as we speak, what is the target date for completion of all these facilities, and when do you begin accepting POIs to be confined at the quarantine facilities?
The Friendship Suites is already accommodating positive and POI patients. Hopefully, the 45-bed capacity quarantine facility that we are building in Pembo Elementary School will be running by next week. The negative isolation, we're just waiting for the delivery of the tent. And that's like a pop-up tent.
Yeah.
Once it's delivered, it can be operational already.
And who will be manning these quarantine facilities? We've all heard, of course, the shortness, I guess, in supply of healthcare workers that the government had to call in volunteers. Who will be manning these quarantine facilities?
The head of the facility will still be run by the medical director of the Hospital ng Makati. So we have enough manpower to be able to run the quarantine facility, but we might have to hire more people in the event that we will do the mass testing, because that will require more medical technicians, medical practitioners to do the extraction of samples.
Yeah. And speaking of mass testing, we do know, of course, the government today already launched the mass testing, at least for PUIs and persons who are at high risk. In Makati itself, have you initiated any mass testing?
We have not yet initiated any mass testing. We're actually waiting for the accreditation of Red Cross. And we will enter into a memorandum of agreement with them, so we'll be able to test our frontliners, because this is not covered by the algorithm of DOH. Because you have to remember, the priority of DOH are those that have symptoms. So we will be testing, on our part, we will be testing our frontliners who do not have symptoms. But we have to make sure that they are not sick.
So asymptomatic frontline healthcare workers will also be prioritized for the tests?
Yes. So we will be prioritizing the asymptomatic PUMs, the mild cases for PUIs, and our frontliners.
Okay. And the test kits, the rapid test kits you will be using, which ones are you using? Are these the ones that were developed by the National Institute of Health?
We are actually not using the rapid test kit. I have my apprehensions about it. Although it has some rapid test kits have high accuracy, the problem with certain rapid test kits is it requires blood extraction. And the requirement of the DOH is that when it is an extraction of blood, you have to have a licensed medical practitioner that will have to extract the blood when you use the rapid test kit. And hindi siya masyadong conclusive eh. Even if you test positive, you still need to do a PCR test. So it will actually cost you more because you have to now do 2 tests. You have to do the rapid test and you have to do the PCR test. And if you are negative, even if you're negative, you still need to do the quarantine because it is possible that the antibodies have not yet developed fully that has not detected by the rapid test kit.
Yeah. Mayor Abby, pasensya na. I mean, this is a little bit technical, but of course, maybe to be very clear, we're talking about the rapid test kits that use the polymerase chain reaction, yung PCR, no? But
yes.
I think you're talking about
there's 2 kinds.
The serology test is the one that extracts blood.
Yes, there's actually 2 kinds.
Right.
One is the rapid test, and the other one's the PCR test. So I prefer to use, and which is more reliable, the PCR test, the polymerase chain reaction.
Polymerase chain reaction. And these are the types of tests, this falls within the type of test that the UP-NIH developed, di po ba?
Yes, the test kit, and they also have a laboratory. Yeah.
Kasi kanina you were talking also about yung parang extracting blood, but I think from what I've read, you only extract blood because you're looking for antibodies, and that's the kind of test. That's the kind of test that they call a serology test. So that's a type of test that you're not in favor of because it's too complicated.
No. It's not that it's complicated. It's just that the level of accuracy is not that high. So you can have a negative, you can have a false positive, you can also have a false negative. So, and even if you're positive, you still need to do the PCR. So, kagastos ka sa dun sa test kit na antibodies, and then you have to spend again for the PCR.
So isa na lang, PCR na muna.
Correct. I prefer to spend on the PCR.
Okay. And in terms of capability to test, using the PCR, how many kits would you have available until the end of April?
The test is part of the memorandum of agreement with Red Cross. The problem is, even if you have so many tests, if there's no laboratory that can accommodate and process your test kits, then it's actually irrelevant, even if you have thousands of test kits. If a laboratory can only process 60 in a day, and you're testing 1,000 or 2,000 of your population, tapos lalabas yung test 1 week after, di ba? Parang I'm hoping that it's not really the lack of test kits, but the lack of laboratories that will process the test kits.
Yeah. And you're hoping that once you get the samples, the test kits, yung mismong specimens will be brought to, saan mo babalak padala?
Well, we are, as of now, we are sending our samples to our ITM and San Lazaro Hospital. Malit lang yung napadala namin sa San Lazaro. But with the accreditation of several laboratories, both from private hospitals, hopefully you'll be able to enter into 2 memorandum of agreements with 2 laboratories. So this will expedite. Ang target po ng aking Makati Health Department is to be able to mass test at least 2,000
a day.
2,000 po yung target namin.
2,000 all in all. Okay. So until ongoing po yung magiging testing until end of April?
Yes. Until the end of April.
Until the end of April. All right. And sino pong sasagot nung gastusin sa mass testing? Will this be shouldered by the local government?
This will be shouldered by the local government. So, kaya importante din po yung magkano. ang
Magkano?
magiging cost ng lab test. Because as of now, the RITM tests are free.
Mhm.
But now that the city will now initiate its own testing, it will cost us, Red Cross is charging us 3,500.
Oh,
So I
okay.
don't know kung magkano naman yung dun sa ibang laboratories.
All right. And we are also talking about the handling of the bodies of patients who've passed away because of the coronavirus. As of now, what is the status, of the disposition of bodies in the hospitals that are handling COVID-19 cases there?
So very manageable yung aming number of deaths. The city also established a crematorium in anticipation of the mortalities caused by COVID. So the city will now have the facility for cremation of our cadavers coming from our hospital. So very manageable po yung number na aming deaths sa loob ng city. So we're able to comply with the 12-hour rule by the DOH.
Yes. How many fatalities have you had, Mayor, in the past siguro 24 hours? Ano updated total?
I actually don't have an updated total, but my total number of deaths since the beginning is 21.
21. Okay, and
Yes.
all of those bodies have already been cremated?
Yes, 21. So, ang nasa morgue na lang namin ng Ospital ng Makati as of this morning is around 8.
I see. So these are
So,
still
very manageable.
yeah, these are still going to be taken to the
Arranged.
crematorium, yeah.
Yes.
Kapag ganun ba, Mayor, lalo na nasa morgue pa yung mga bodies, are the families supposed to give their consent pa rin before the cremation is done?
Yes, we require documentation, so the authorization to dispose of the bodies are required. It's rather difficult now because when you have a deceased positive patient, lahat po ng family members, RPUIs and PUMs are under strict home quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
So ang nangyayari, kami yung gumagawa ng footwork, kami yung gumagawa ng paperwork, pino-forward ho namin sa bahay nila para ma-fill up pa nila, pirmahan nila. It's a rather tedious process because they can't even be present during the cremation.
Yeah.
So kami ho lahat yung namomroblema pag fill up ng death certificate, pag pupunta sa civil registrar, making sure that everything is in order. Tapos ang mangyayari, ibibigay na lang ho sa family yung yung ashes na.
Well, at least that eases the burden on the families who've lost loved ones because of the disease. But at the same time, by getting the information of the family members of the deceased, you're also initiating contact tracing. And I understand that Makati City has its own platform to actually make contact tracing faster for infected persons.
Actually, it's not just contact tracing. The nice thing about the platform that we're able to develop is that we can profile our PUIs and our positive patients. What does that mean? We can, by analytics, we will know what is the age group, not just where do they live or where did they have contact from, or what mode of transportation, even their type of dwelling. Kasi, and the nice thing about the platform is if you're not really comfortable when you're being called by our surveillance unit, kasi you're supposed to be called twice a day when you're positive. So now you can actually put in the details, if you had a fever, if you have symptoms, if you're not feeling well, you can just put it on the website. You have access to the website in the platform and you can encode. So mababawasan din yung trabaho ng aming epidemiological unit. Because we don't have to, para kaming call center kasi ngayon you're on the phone and then you're encoding, or minsan pa nga hindi pa nasa computer, it's manual, nasa notebook lang or nasa Excel file. But the platform gives us the capacity to analyze the data.
Okay, and so you're using data analytics, no, to
Yes.
actually siguro see the patterns and the locations, no, of where possible infections might be taking place.
Possible potential patients that may have been infected by a positive patient. We can closely monitor also our PUIs, not just our positive patients. Kasi yung mga PUIs are those potential positive patients.
Yeah.
The same way that we are able to monitor our PUMs. Because your PUMs can be your PUIs, that can be your positive.
Yeah. And who can access this platform? It's in a website, sabi nyo, Mayor, no?
Yes. So, people, it's not open to the public.
It's not.
So it's like Google Docs. You encode the URL, the site, and then you're given a username. You have a username, and you're given a passcode, and then you're able to view or access your data. Yung data mo lang. You can't access other data. But as far as the city is concerned, as far as the Makati Health Department is concerned, we have a dashboard. So dashboard has the numbers, the demographics, the analytics, where's that person located. This patient is connected to this person and connected to this person. So hopefully this will be very, very useful and will help us minimize and contain our COVID patients.
Yeah. And the team that is working on doing the data analytics, have they been reporting to you regularly on what patterns they've been seeing through this platform?
So the app, we just recently populated the app. Populated meaning encoding the data. We are actually launching it. We launched it today.
Okay.
So we syempre merong mga tweaking pa na gagawin, pero we're actually hoping that this will be such a successful platform that other LGUs and even the DOH might want to consider adopting this kind of platform.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure data analytics will play a very important role, especially in tracking potential COVID-19 infections. Especially now. But the problem, Mayor Abby, and let me just mention this, a lot of people after the Holy Week break, akala nila lifted na yung quarantine, naglabasan bigla yung mga tao eh. Are you experiencing the same problem in your location?
In fairness to the Makatizens, mababait naman sila. Hindi sila mga pasaway. So, actually, hindi naman, sumunod naman sila lahat. We don't have that feeling of freedom after the Easter break. So I think lahat ng tao dito sa amin takot na magkasakit. Kaya lahat na sumusunod sa quarantine.
And let me ask you on a personal note, Mayor Abby, how are your father and your other siblings doing under the quarantine, under the lockdown?
I actually haven't seen them. We don't live in one house, so my dad calls often. So far naman, okay pa naman sila.
Okay pa naman. and the distribution of aid, no, the national government, of course, is talking about giving cash aid 5,000 to 8,000 to poor families. But they're also now considering giving aid as well to small and medium enterprises. How is Makati going about giving its own aid to the poorer communities in your city?
Well, of course, we targeted our relief efforts. We gave to our public school, elementary and high school students. We gave aid to our PWDs and our solo parents and our senior citizens. So these are efforts that we are doing during the lockdown. And as far as Makati is concerned, I think we are preparing for beyond the lockdown. We are already in the process of crafting financial aid to small medium enterprises. How do we help our business community to pick up where they left off before the lockdown? So, yun hong lockdown, magbigay ka lang ng relief. But ang question is, what do you plan to do after the lifting of the lockdown? Hindi natin pwede ubusin lahat ng pera natin by giving relief as of ngayon. Because after May 1, what happens to everybody?
Yeah. And of course,
So-
in your city, given that it's also the financial capital of the country, many businesses are probably already feeling, the burden of not being in operation for over a month now. There's been a call for a selective lifting of the lockdown to allow some businesses to actually operate. What is your feeling about that?
I think the business community really needs a partial lifting. You have to remember that the national government, as well as the city of Makati, the lifeblood is business taxes. If there's no business and they are all going to file bankruptcy, we will not be able to fund our social programs.
Yeah.
I cannot give free medicine. I cannot give free hospitalization. I cannot give free education if I don't have money. So a partial lockdown will be crucial if they are able to implement it properly.
And properly meaning?
Properly informed, proper execution, proper implementation. Dapat everybody is on the same plane. Kasi nangyayari, pwede ba sila? O hindi sila pwede? Yung merong confusion kapag sinabi mong 50, kunyari, sasabihin mo lang 50% of the businesses can operate. What kind of businesses?
Yeah.
And the problem is the employees don't live in Makati. They live in other areas.
So they have to commute.
So they have to commute, and if there's no mass transportation, how are they going to operate?
Yeah.
So kailangan maganda yung magiging implementation if you really want to pursue a partial lifting of the lockdown.
Eh baka pag gano'n na some businesses in Makati will reopen, maybe the LGU has to step up and provide shuttle services for the employees who live outside the city.
Well, in fact, the BPOs in the beginning, prior to the enhanced community lockdown, they were supposed to be allowed to operate. So the condition was they should be housed near the place of work.
Yeah.
So marami pong BPOs na sumunod niyan. Maraming mga BPOs that I feel and I'm confident that there are a lot of BPOs that will be able to comply with yung workplace and home malapit, or they can easily provide the shuttle service. Ang problema lang yung hindi nakatira dito sa loob ng Makati.
City. That's right.
Yeah, that's going to be the problem.
All right. Well, Mayor Abby, it's been a pleasure talking to you tonight. Obviously, it's very important that the quarantine facilities be finished and put into operation together with the mass testing, of course, for POIs and the high-risk categories like our frontliners. But thank you very much, Mayor Binay, for taking the time to talk to us tonight, and we wish you all the best there in Makati City.
Thank you, Tony. Good evening.
Good evening.
The Philippines will not yet impose a nationwide lockdown as the country fights the COVID-19 pandemic. That's according to Philippine COVID-19 Response Chief Carlito Galvez Jr., who says the lockdown in Luzon won't be expanded to cover the Visayas and Mindanao regions.